God just made me different. You know, he gave me a great smile, but he gave me a real serious look. And you can't really distinguish between if I'm angry or if I'm happy or if I'm sad, just because I don't have the personality to play. I don't have the personality to, I'm not interested in making you laugh.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. I got a question for you, man. Is Jermell Ironman Charlo the 54-pound undisputed champion? Is he the most disrespected undisputed boxer in the game right now? Is he the most disrespected champion in the game right now? I want to run something down for you. His claim to fame was first fighting the son of a legend in John Jackson for a vacant. So he fought somebody to get a vacant, which was the WBC. He turned right around, he defended against Charles Hatley. Stops him in the 6th. Mind you, he stopped John Jackson in the 8th. He goes on to stop Erickson Lubin, who was on a meteoric rise at the time, in the 1st. Turns around, defended against Austin Trout. He get a majority decision, right? And one judge actually had it a tie. Otherwise, it would have been unanimous. Then you go on to fight Tony Harrison. Controversial decision loss. You take your loss like a champ. You go and you stop Jorge Cota in the 3rd. You rematch Harrison. You come back and stop him. Yeah. So after that, you go and fight Jason Rosario. Jason Rosario has at that time you have the WBC. Jason Rosario has the IBF and the WBA. Stop him with a body shot. You go on to fight Brian Castano from Argentina. Controversial decision draw. That could have been a coin flip if you said either one won. I wouldn't argue with you. But you come back and you stop him. And I'm hearing all these murmurings and all this talk about how Bud would go up and he would do this. It's like, okay, so Bud garners all of the clout over Spence because he undisputed at 140. Mind you, there were several opportunities where he could have fought Regis, he could have fought AB, he could have fought Danny Garcia. All of them guys, he shared the same weight division as them and he never fought them. We don't do triangulation, but everybody want to talk about a lot of things that happen when like a Cruz go by and he stop a Gamboa or a Tank stop a Gamboa, but then Devin don't. You know, the hindsight, well, when this person fought this person, this happened. When that person fought that person, this happens. But you don't get no benefit of the doubt because when you actually have your rematch, you actually get rid of your opponent. You don't go 24 rounds with none of these guys. And both of the decisions that you actually suffered a loss and a draw to were controversial in that you could have got the nod depending on how you saw that fight. But we're not gonna argue about that. I'm trying to understand when did Bud ever have a run with the level of competition like that in the same division? The closest one probably is Naoya anyway. We're not talking about Canelo when he went on the Euro tour, when he got all his courage after David Benavidez lost his strap. He mustered up all this courage, and now I want to go be undisputed. Go get him. Not the same kind of run. But when the talks come up, with Bud and what he's about to do as far as facing Spence, he get more credit than Spence, even though Spence got 3 of them belts. One shot from being undisputed. Get more clout and leverage as the number 1 and going into that as the favorite. But then people are saying, oh man, Jermel Charlo need to do this. If you look at it, Jermel Charlo is a combination of, he got a little bit of Tank. It's a little bit of Devin because legacy. It's a little bit of Adrian Broner / Mayweather as far as the mouthpiece. Sometimes we would say that maybe the ticket sales might not be as high, but that might be a combination of who he's been able to fight as far as in his run, because certain people had the belts and he was defending it and making his bones at 54 and establish himself. But there's nobody other than if Earl Spence were to go ahead and get this belt from Bud, there's nobody more established in their division who has fought the level of competition. that he's fought and delivered. And granted, yeah, with some flies in the ointment with him having a loss and a draw. But as far as a tried and true champion, I'm not understanding where the disrespect comes from. I think we need to put some respect on Jermel Charlo. And this video really should be If Belts Matter, part 2. Because I did a video called If Belts Matter, because everybody was talking, oh, undisputed, he's undisputed. They don't matter when it comes to Naoya anyway. They matter when it comes to Devin, who fought and went 24 rounds with the same guy, and then be the guy who people said was arguably washed up before he fight him and revitalized his career. But Jermel Charlo gets no respect. Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth gets no respect in the grand scheme of things. And that's how I know. This is how you know if you are a true fan, because you will put respect on that man's name and you wouldn't give people the benefit of the doubt who haven't even been able to do what they need to do with their division, let alone moving up. I never heard this, but Naoya haven't been undisputed. Oh, he don't got no, you know, he don't have no chance against Fulton. He's a hype job. He just, people pick and choose when undisputed matters. They pick and choose when the belts matter. Jermel Charlo reinvented himself by coming over from Ronnie Shields, honing his craft and becoming a knockout order artist / master boxer puncher under Derrick James. Ronnie Shields set the table, put in a skill set when he was known as more of a boxer. Derrick James came in, put the science behind it, and put him in situational awareness type situations, had him rubbing elbows with Errol Spence and letting that synergy, you know, run off. And then you seen the maturation of Jermel Charlo. But I think we need to put more respect on that man's name, because if belts really matter, he would be the face of boxing. He gives you the knockouts like Tank. He have you on the edge of the seat, you know, when you watch him, just like Tank. He has the gift of gab. People can't stop watching his videos and listening to him, like Adrian Broner, or if Floyd was actually talking, they smack. He can talk shit with the best of them. And then as far as legacy, he's all about legacy. So where in one breath you shit on him because of his brother and his brother's inactivity, you won't divide him, but you won't let him stand alone. And he should be in the top 3 pound for pound, but we still arguing whether or not he should be number 1 on the pound for pound list. I just wanted to drop that on you, man. Like, I mean, how do you look at boxing? I mean, the other day, I just heard somebody say the wildest shit I've ever heard before, whereas now, I guess if you a creator or you have an influence now, you can decide who has a soft chin or not, who has or hasn't, who don't have a beard or not. It's like we get away with these, we get away, man, with, I guess, it's really emotionalism. We flip-flop, we give credit, you know, we take it away. That's why I'm like, man, I'm like Tyrone Biggins. Y'all got any more of that boxing credit? Because what is boxing credit really based on? Bud get all the boxing credit in the world when he's walked away from more big fights than anybody I can name, aside from Canelo. Let's be honest. If you sit back and look at it, he walked away from the Manny Pacquiao fight. He walked away from Errol Spence. He said, no, you don't want it, Keith Thurman. You don't want it, Danny Garcia. There was a lot of big. He didn't even petition or even look in Ugas' direction. They got a history from the amateurs. But he get way more credit than Jermel Charlo. I can see the people who say, all right, at 47, he's special. He can do this, he can do that. Even though I think people are really they're not really keeping it a buck when it comes to the comparison with him and Earl. But for him to get all the credit, and Jermel Charlo, who is a division above him right now, which would be 2 divisions above him being undisputed. Granted, if that fight ever took place, Bud would have won against Errol Spence at 47 to become undisputed, which would make him a very bad man. But right now, at this juncture in time, man, I think when people start talking that noise about Bud and Jermel Charlo and this and this and that, I think people are really just being emotional. And you can really start seeing, like, your fan cards are starting to get pulled. Like, people starting to look real suspect right now. So I just wanted to have this conversation, man. I had already had the conversation about Bomac against Derrick James. He got Derrick James in the corner. He's shown versatility in his style going from Ronnie Shields to Derrick James. He's a legacy fighter. He don't duck any smoke. And now, all these other guys that's in the undisputed conversation, from Josh Taylor He might be the least disrespected other than who had Undisputed. He might be the least, but the ones that are currently undisputed, or still have, you know, the essence of being undisputed right now, Josh might be the least respected one, but I think Jermel Charlo is the most disrespected. Josh might be the least respected, but I think Jermel Charlo is the most disrespected undisputed champion in the game right now. And I think we should start putting some respect on his name. And I really think that, man, your slip is starting to show, man. If you really get to talking about boxing, and you so emotional, you so much of a fan that you're discounting somebody and their achievements and their accomplishments and what they're able to do and what they've proven and shown time and time again. You talking about consistency? Look at his interviews, they sell. It's something with the ticket sales, but I'm not sure if it's a position. I'm not sure if it's not him fully being separate, a whole separate entity, or being viewed as a boxer on his own instead of being a twin. But people use that opportunity to shit on him because of Maul, shit on Maul because of him. And they pick and choose. Oh man, I like Maul, but I don't like Mel. And being all divisive, no other culture does that. When it was the Klitschko brothers, you think they would shit on one just to raise up the other or vice versa? No, they wouldn't. Not in their culture. Ours is totally different. We just figure out a way just to somehow, some way, just shit on everybody. Let's stop the favoritism, man. Let's start putting on our boxing thinking caps, using our boxing minds, and watch our boxing mouths when we talk about certain boxing champions. Thought I'd just say something about it, man, and just clear up the air, man, and say that, look, man, we gotta be more responsible when we have conversations, especially with a champion like Jermel Charlo, man. Somebody gotta say it, man. Like the fanboyism, you know, the being overzealous, you know, just going over the top, being all extra, especially when it comes down to like when you got the pom-poms and the knee pads on for somebody like Devin, but then you find any little thing wrong with Jermel Charlo not to support, there's something wrong with you as a boxing fan. Because if you look at resumes, if you look at skill set, if you look at behavior outside the ring, if you just look at a lot of things that's going on, Jermel Charlo is up there. He's arguably number 1 or number 2 right now until the winner of the Errol Spence and Bud Crawford fight takes place. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. Anyways, I thought, you know, I love to get your feedback on this, man. But is Jermel Charlo the most disrespected boxer, especially undisputed champion in the game right now? Love to get your feedback. Thanks for all the support. We recently hit, I think we went to 461, but somebody keeps playing around, subscribing and unsubscribing. Anyway, salute to the kidneys, man. I appreciate each and every one of you here at Bodywork Boxing, where we don't take things for face value. We do that body work. Welcome to Bodywork.